Cork, don't skip. I need you today, Cork City. This is Michael McGrath. He became the TD for Cork South Central in 2007 on a ticket led by Micheál Martin, straight into the 2008 recession. After the embarrassment and failure of the government's reaction to that 2008 crash, this man became the finance minister. And he also became a crucial finance spokesperson for Fianna Fáil. Not to talk to Corkers, but to dazzle foreign investors. And he is a friend of the banks, working to restore market confidence and attract foreign investment. In Michael's whole career, there hasn't been one instance of rebellion against the party. In his entire career, there hasn't been one thing that he raised an eyebrow and said, I'm not sure about that Taoiseach. Not once. He is a bona fide yes man, a melonhead in Micheál's court. Last year, Fianna Fáil gave him the job as EU Commissioner because they can rely on Michael to always back the party line. He was handed that job in Europe. There was no open call, no popular campaign, just a division of spoils among coalition leaders. He was placed in that role because he is acceptable to lobbyists and multinationals. He routinely defends, with flawed information that's riddled with omissions, Ireland's position as a tax haven. He's cozy with Big Pharma, he's cozy with Big Tech, but as a finance minister, he took actively away funding from Cork housing, hospitals and schools to give it to his mates. Since taking office last year as the EU Commissioner for Democracy, Justice and the Rule of Law and Consumer Protection, he has launched a formal initiative to simplify GDPR. His official rationale is that GDPR, while important, is simply too complicated and places a huge administrative burden on small businesses. But much like Regina Doherty in Dublin, he didn't ask any Cork businesses about that first. He took his talking points from Big Tech. Hume Brophy wrote them for you, didn't they? The money came from Google. GDPR is the most powerful privacy law in the world, and this man is attacking it in bad faith and claiming it's for small businesses. His decisions on proposed reforms will have long-lasting impacts. It is a direct attack on small business operations who never held the GDPR burden but needed its protection. It is an attack on citizens' privacy and on children's safety, an attempt to remove the only weapon that regulators globally have to fight big tech, the predators who are paying people like this to lie to you, to erode your rights under the thin veil of simplification and the astoundingly morally corrupt lie that this is for small businesses. Meanwhile, civil society groups, data watchdogs, privacy advocates, and regulators are calling for stronger enforcement. This man brings dilution. The so-called red tape around small businesses isn't what led to Ireland's biggest privacy scandals. It was massive illegal data grabs by big tech corporations and illegitimate government actors. Nobody voted for you, Michael. You were sent to Europe because you're a yes man. You do whatever Micheál says. Those are serious regulatory mechanisms that safeguard your own children from being targeted maliciously, as the Cambridge Analytica and plenty of other scandals have shown us about what big tech likes to do. You need only look across the pond at how dangerous it is to try and dismantle this legal framework, where now an entire class has emerged, a new sector of people who comb and scrape and sell data that isn't theirs. That's what he wants to introduce here. That does not help small businesses. Small businesses who also have to use these big tech platforms. What happens if a small business in Cork using a Google platform gets attacked. Their customer data shows in a leak. Under the current framework, that small business has some legal advantage to attack Google. Have you ever heard? Have you ever yourself asked for? Have you, if you're a small business owner, ever received from a customer a GDPR request? No. Who's asking their local coffee shop for all the data that you stored on me? They don't. They ask Google. And he's just made it easier for those big companies to abuse the system and deny you your rights. The words simplification and red tape are American. In your own report, you repeat the lobbyist talking points. Like, as they were given to you, Michael. Motherfucker. You could have at least changed small dog to puppy in some places. You lazy asshole. Irish people don't say red tape. They say nonsense paperwork. We don't use that word simplify. We would ask you to make it easier for us to handle. They tell you to cut the clutter, not the tape. That red tape narrative is a lobby-driven lie. It's designed to justify the gutting of legal protections and accountability that made GDPR work for citizens and small businesses in Ireland. Not your lobbyists, Michael. Níl tú gcuine again. Ní dhéanann tú inádiocht gcuine bith. Níl fáteróid. Is colínar tú va cór go bheith nária ort.